This is the first discovery of an Egyptian royal's tomb in more than a century, since Tutankhamun's tomb was famously uncovered in 1922. What makes this tomb special? And why do pharaonic royal tombs continue to inspire global frenzy?
Buried in perfect silence since the time of Tutankhamun, this newly discovered chamber doesn't just contain a mummy. It contains a hidden story of immense power, ancient ritual, and a civilization at its mysterious peak. What archaeologists found inside is not only unprecedented, it's something no one was prepared to see.
But in the seldom explored western hills of the Valley of the Kings, long believed to have given up all its secrets. For decades, archaeologists thought this hallowed valley had been fully excavated. But recent advances in satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar revealed subtle anomalies beneath the bedrock, irregular patterns that suggested human intervention. When a joint Egyptian-British team began excavating, they quickly realized they had stumbled upon something extraordinary. Beneath tons of limestone and sand, they uncovered a sealed stone doorway. The lintel above bore a barely visible symbol, the winged sun disk, an ancient sign of divine royalty. The seal on the entrance was intact, unbroken since the day it was placed. As they breached the entrance, a rush of dry air emerged, air that hadn't been disturbed in over 30 centuries. What they saw inside left even the most experienced archaeologists stunned. Unlike Tutankhamun's tomb, lavish but hastily constructed, this chamber was symmetrical, elegant, and completely untouched. Not a single artifact had been looted. Everything lay exactly as it had been placed millennia ago. The walls were covered in vibrant frescoes, colors still glowing as if painted yesterday, depicting mythic journeys through the afterlife. But these murals were different from any seen before. At their center stood a regal woman, crowned, robed, and bathed in rays of golden light. Could this be the lost queen scholars have speculated about for generations? The identity of the tomb's occupant is still being verified, but early translations of the cartouches etched onto the sarcophagus hint at a name long erased from history, possibly Neferneferuaten, the enigmatic female pharaoh believed to have ruled after Akhenaten during one of Egypt's most turbulent periods. Others suggest she could be a powerful daughter of Amenhotep III, or perhaps a high priestess elevated to divine status. Whoever she was, she commanded extraordinary reverence. Her burial chamber overflowed with symbolic items, ritual vessels, ceremonial weapons, papyri scrolls, and rare gemstones. 4 pristine alabaster canopic jars rested beside her coffin. She was not just buried with treasure, she was enshrined in a curated spiritual archive, each artifact a piece of a complex theological puzzle. But the most shocking discovery was not the treasure. It was the preservation of the body. The mummy lay in a golden sarcophagus, perfectly sealed. CT scans revealed the woman was in her early 30s at the time of death. Her body showed no sign of trauma or illness, preserved with such skill that even the delicate tissues of her eyelids and fingertips remained intact. Her arms were crossed in the royal pose, an unmistakable sign of kingship. Resin from the embalming process remained glossy in the sealed environment, as though applied only days earlier. And there was her face, delicate, serene, adorned with a golden funerary mask. Her eyes, rendered in obsidian and quartz, gazed upward eternally. It was as if she had simply fallen asleep. Even more astonishing was a cache of papyri found at her feet, stored in a golden shrine. These scrolls, written in flowing hieratic script, appear to contain a series of hymns, invocations, and personal reflections. Early interpretations suggest they may represent the only first-hand writings ever discovered from a royal woman of ancient Egypt. These verses speak of cosmic balance, personal longing, and divine transformation, echoes of a powerful mind reaching out through time. The deeper archaeologists explored, the more they uncovered. A side chamber led to a room unlike any other, a circular sanctuary containing 12 miniature sarcophagi. Arranged with deliberate symmetry, each small coffin held rare and symbolic contents: dried lotus flowers, tiny birds, wrapped lizards, and even a perfectly preserved juvenile crocodile. These were not offerings in the traditional sense. They appear to represent metaphysical elements, perhaps guardians, perhaps fragments of the soul, or maybe something more esoteric altogether. It was a funerary design never before seen, complex, intentional, and ritualistic. Experts now believe this woman was not just royalty. She may have been regarded as an avatar of divine energy, a bridge between the mortal and the sacred. Archaeological teams are proceeding carefully. Every item is scanned, photographed, and logged before movement. A full 3D model of the tomb is underway, and atmospheric sensors monitor humidity, temperature, and chemical activity. The goal is not just preservation, but understanding, reconstructing not just what lies inside, but what it meant to those who built it. Whispers in academic circles have begun referring to this site as Tutankhamun's rival, not because of its fame, but because of its depth. While Tut's tomb dazzled the world with gold, this tomb might offer something even rarer: wisdom. A glimpse into the mind, beliefs, and identity of a woman who defied the boundaries of her time and stepped into the mythic. Unlike King Tut, whose memory was nearly lost, this queen or priestess was buried with extraordinary care, not to be remembered by the masses, but perhaps to endure in the afterlife as a hidden power. And so, over 100 years after the Valley of the Kings last gave up its secrets, the sands of Egypt have spoken once more. A new royal voice has risen from the dust of time, not to repeat history, but to challenge it. This is not just another tomb. It is a message, deliberate, sacred, and eternal. A message from one ruler across the millennia to the world she left behind.
The Pazyryk believed that after they died, they would go to a mountain pasture. Yukok seems to me the sort of place where the souls of the Pazyryk would have gathered. You feel that you're about to unveil a secret when you open the lid. You don't know what's inside. A face or something else might appear through the ice.
The discovery of the Tissul princess, a mummified woman in Siberia, remains one of the most mysterious and unexplained archaeological findings in recent history. This mysterious event, which occurred in the early 1970s, has sparked numerous theories and continues to intrigue researchers and scientists. The Tissul princess was discovered in September 1969 in the village of Rzavchik, Tissulskogo, located in the Tissul district of Kemerovo Oblast, Siberia.
One of the most important discoveries this century in the context of archaeological discipline.
The unearthing of the mummy was purely accidental, resulting from the routine mining activities in the area. A local miner named Karpov stumbled upon a large, solid casket buried approximately 70 feet underground while excavating a coal mine. As Karpov and his colleagues worked to extract the casket, they were taken aback by its unusual design and pristine condition. The casket, made of a type of pinkish-white marble and sealed with an unknown black resin, stood out against the surrounding earth and coal. Upon closer inspection, they noticed that the resin had preserved the casket in such a way that it appeared almost new, despite the coal around it being millions of years old. The miners, driven by curiosity and a sense of duty to uncover what they had found, decided to open the casket. To their astonishment, the interior was filled with a pinkish-blue liquid that seemed to have preserved the contents perfectly. Inside, they found the remarkably well-preserved body of a woman. She appeared to be in her 30s, with European features, long, dark hair, and dressed in a delicate lace dress. Her hands were crossed over her chest and she wore an ornate silver tiara on her head. The woman's body showed no signs of decay, and her skin retained a lifelike elasticity and color, almost as if she were merely sleeping. This level of preservation, especially in such an ancient burial, was unprecedented. Additionally, the advanced craftsmanship of her dress and accessories suggested a high level of civilization and technological prowess that contradicted the historical timeline of human development. Word of the discovery quickly spread throughout the village and beyond. Local authorities were notified, and soon after, a team of Soviet scientists and archaeologists arrived at the site to examine the find. The initial excitement was tempered by a sense of caution and concern, as the discovery posed numerous unanswered questions and potential ramifications. The scientists who inspected the casket and its contents were baffled. The preservation method, the composition of the preserving liquid, and the advanced nature of the artifacts found with the body all defied conventional understanding. Preliminary tests indicated that the burial dated back tens of thousands of years, which contradicted established historical and archaeological records of human civilization in the region. Several aspects of the Tissul princess discovery added to its mysterious nature. Firstly, the depth at which the casket was found suggested it had been buried for an extraordinarily long period, far beyond the scope of known human history. Secondly, the preservation liquid, upon analysis, contained a complex mixture of chemicals that did not match any known natural or synthetic substances available at the time. Moreover, the fact that the woman appeared to be of European descent in a region historically inhabited by nomadic tribes added another layer of intrigue. Her sophisticated attire and the craftsmanship of her accessories hinted at a highly advanced and possibly forgotten civilization. As the implications of the discovery became apparent, the Soviet government took a keen interest in the case. The site was quickly cordoned off, and all information related to the find was classified. The casket and the remains of the Tissul princess were transported to a secure research facility for further study. Researchers were sworn to secrecy, and local villagers were warned not to speak of the event. This level of secrecy fueled numerous conspiracy theories and speculative narratives about the true nature of the Tissul princess. Some suggested that the discovery posed a significant threat to the established historical narrative, while others believed it was evidence of extraterrestrial involvement or an advanced ancient civilization. In the years following the discovery, information about the Tissul princess remained scarce and highly controlled. Occasional leaks and accounts from those involved in the original find suggested that the researchers had made significant but undisclosed breakthroughs in understanding the preservation techniques and the origins of the artifacts. One particularly intriguing theory that emerged was the idea that the Tissul princess could be an ancient escape pod from an advanced civilization that had either originated on Earth and disappeared or come from another planet. This theory was partly fueled by the advanced technology evident in the preservation methods and the composition of the casket and its contents. Despite the Soviet government's tight control over information, some details about the Tissul princess continued to emerge through unofficial channels. Researchers who had worked on the project, bound by secrecy, occasionally hinted at breakthroughs that defied conventional scientific understanding. These revelations further fueled public curiosity and speculation. One of the key areas of research focused on the chemical composition of the preserving liquid found in the casket. Analysis revealed that the liquid contained a complex mixture of substances, including elements that were either extremely rare or unknown to modern science. This discovery led some researchers to hypothesize that the liquid was not naturally occurring, but rather synthetically engineered by a highly advanced civilization. Another area of interest was the casket itself, made of a type of marble not found in the region and sealed with an unknown black resin. The casket's construction suggested a level of technological sophistication far beyond what was believed possible for the time period, indicated by preliminary dating. The precision of the sealing and the preservation of the body indicated that the people who created it possessed advanced knowledge of material science and preservation techniques. Several unique and interesting facts emerged about the Tissul princess and her burial site. For instance, her ornate silver tiara, upon closer inspection, was found to contain intricate engravings and symbols that did not match any known language or writing system. This led some to speculate that it might be a form of communication or record-keeping from a lost civilization. Additionally, the dress worn by the Tissul princess was made from a type of fabric that was both incredibly fine and durable, suggesting advanced textile production techniques. The fabric's weave was unlike anything seen in historical records, further complicating efforts to place her within a known historical context. The casket's location also raised intriguing questions. Found deep within a coal seam, the burial site was millions of years old, predating the emergence of modern humans. This anachronism suggested either that the casket had been deliberately placed there by an unknown civilization with advanced capabilities, or that it had somehow ended up there through means that defied current understanding of geological and archaeological processes. Theories about the origins and significance of the Tissul princess abound, ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. One of the more popular theories is that she was a member of a highly advanced ancient civilization that had achieved remarkable technological and scientific advancements before mysteriously disappearing. This theory posits that her burial was a form of preservation, intended to protect her body and knowledge for future generations. Another theory, which delves into the realm of science fiction, suggests that the Tissul princess was part of an ancient escape pod from an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Proponents of this theory point to the advanced preservation techniques and the unknown materials as evidence that the technology used was not of this Earth. They speculate that she might have been a member of a spacefaring race that visited Earth millions of years ago, only to leave behind a cryptic legacy. Several mysterious coincidences have added to the intrigue surrounding the Tissul princess. For example, shortly after the discovery, several individuals involved in the excavation and initial examination reportedly fell ill under unexplained circumstances. Some accounts even suggest that a few of these individuals died suddenly, leading to rumors of a curse or contamination related to the casket and its contents. Furthermore, there have been reports of unusual phenomena in the vicinity of the discovery site. Villagers have claimed to witness strange lights in the sky and unexplained electrical disturbances since the casket was unearthed. These occurrences have led some to believe that the site might hold residual energy or technology from the advanced civilization that created the casket. Another curious aspect is the timing of the discovery. It occurred during the height of the Cold War, a period marked by intense secrecy and competition between superpowers. Some theorists suggest that the Soviet government's swift and decisive actions to secure and classify the find indicate its potential significance in the geopolitical landscape at the time. The secrecy and tight control over information have only fueled further speculation and conspiracy theories. The discovery of the Tissul princess remains one of the most fascinating and mysterious archaeological finds of the 20th century.
The Great Pyramid, mostly that's the one that's been studied. We actually haven't done a whole lot of studying on the other pyramids. It's something that's severely lacking. In fact, we've not even cleared off the bases of some of the other pyramids up at Giza. It's crazy.
So you can understand why people start to question the historical narrative.
The reality of them is probably stranger and more interesting than anything people can think up in terms of fiction.
For centuries, we've believed that the ancient Egyptians were the masterminds behind this architectural marvel. But what if they weren't? What if instead, they simply moved into these colossal structures? Join us as we explore groundbreaking theories, unravel new discoveries, and challenge everything we thought we knew about one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
I'm willing to accept that the Great Pyramid was largely completed by the ancient Egyptians.
The Great Pyramid of Giza, built during the 4th dynasty of Egypt for Pharaoh Khufu around 2580 to 2560 BC, has long captured the imagination of people worldwide. The discovery of its entrance and the subsequent exploration of its interior chambers have significantly deepened our understanding of ancient Egyptian architecture and burial practices. For centuries, the entrance to this monumental structure was a mystery. Originally, the pyramid was encased in smooth Tura limestone, which concealed any openings. By the time explorers began their quest, most of this casing had been stripped away, revealing the underlying structure.
The Great Pyramid was sealed. It was a sealed monument.
The first recorded discovery of the entrance dates back to 820 AD, when the Caliph al-Mamun ordered an expedition to uncover the pyramid's secrets.
The Caliph al-Mamun, who was running Egypt at the time, wanted to get inside the Great Pyramid.
His workers supposedly found the hidden entrance after hearing a stone fall within the pyramid.
They located the entrance about 17 meters above the ground on the northern face, slightly to the east of the central axis. This discovery led them to a descending passageway. From the entrance, the descending passageway measures about 1.2 meters high and 3.5 wide, sloping downwards at an angle of approximately 26 degrees.
Is there not a hidden chamber as well?
In fact, there is a whole underworld at Giza. This is beginning to be recognized.
This passage extends for about 105 meters into the pyramid, eventually reaching the subterranean chamber, also known as the pit. This chamber lies beneath the pyramid, carved into the bedrock, and is unfinished, roughly hewn, and not fully smoothed out like other parts of the pyramid. Measuring approximately 27 by 14 meters and about 8.6 meters high at its highest point, the chamber's purpose remains unclear.
We actually don't know what these chambers were for. No burial of any pharaoh was ever found inside the Great Pyramid.
Some theories suggest it was an early attempt at a burial chamber or simply an unfinished part of the construction. Halfway along the descending passageway, an ascending passageway branches off upwards. Similar in dimensions to the descending passageway, it extends for about 39 meters before reaching the Grand Gallery. The entrance to the ascending passageway was originally concealed by a stone block, adding an extra level of security. The Grand Gallery is one of the pyramid's most impressive features. It is a steeply inclined corridor, measuring about 46.6 meters in length, 8.6 meters in height, and 2.1 meters in width at the base, narrowing slightly towards the top. The walls of the Grand Gallery are lined with precisely cut stones, and the ceiling consists of corbelled stone blocks, creating a vaulted appearance. The floor has a series of slots, possibly for the placement of beams or to aid in the transportation of heavy objects. Approximately halfway along the Grand Gallery, a horizontal passageway leads to the so-called Queen's Chamber. This chamber is smaller than the King's Chamber, measuring about 5 3/4 meters by 5 1/4 meters, with a height of 6 1/4 meters. The walls are smooth and the ceiling is pointed, forming a gabled roof. The exact purpose of the Queen's Chamber is still debated. It might have been intended as a secondary burial chamber or a symbolic chamber for the pharaoh's spirit. Continuing up the Grand Gallery, a horizontal passage leads to the King's Chamber, the most important room in the pyramid. The King's Chamber is rectangular, measuring about 1.5 by 5.2 meters, and has a flat roof composed of massive granite beams. The chamber's walls are also lined with granite, and the floor consists of large granite blocks. Inside the King's Chamber is a large granite sarcophagus, believed to have held Khufu's body. The sarcophagus is too large to have been brought in through the existing passages, indicating it was placed during the construction of the pyramid. Above the King's Chamber are 5 relieving chambers, designed to distribute the weight of the pyramid and prevent the roof of the King's Chamber from collapsing. These chambers are separated by large horizontal slabs of granite, each layer relieving some of the weight above. In recent times, advanced technologies like ground-penetrating radar and Moon tomography have been employed to explore the pyramid further. These methods have led to the discovery of previously unknown voids and chambers, such as the Scan Pyramid's Big Void, a large empty space above the Grand Gallery discovered in 2017. The purpose of this void remains a mystery and continues to be a topic of ongoing research and speculation. The area surrounding the Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as Khufu's Pyramid, has been a treasure trove of archaeological discoveries.
I think there's a lot more remains to be discovered under the Giza Plateau.
Yeah.
These finds offer remarkable insights into ancient Egyptian civilization, their burial practices, religious beliefs, and daily life. One of the most intriguing discoveries is the solar boat pits. Unearthed in 1954 by Egyptian archaeologist Kamal El-Malakh, these pits contain 2 intact boats buried near the Great Pyramid, positioned on the southern side. Known as solar barks, these boats were believed to serve a dual purpose. They were intended for Khufu's journey with the sun god Ra across the sky during the day and through the underworld at night. Another theory suggests they might have been used in the funerary procession of the pharaoh. The boats are made of Lebanese cedar wood, meticulously assembled without nails. The larger boat measures about 43.6 meters in length and features a sophisticated design with a cabin, oars, and rope bindings, using a technique known as mortise and tenon. The first boat was painstakingly reconstructed over 14 years by Egyptian conservator Ahmed Youssef Mustafa and is now displayed in the Khufu Boat Museum beside the Great Pyramid. The second boat remains in situ, awaiting advanced preservation techniques. In the early 1990s, Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass and his team made a groundbreaking discovery southeast of the Great Pyramid, the tombs of the workers who built the pyramids. The tombs provided evidence that the builders were paid laborers who worked in 3-month rotating shifts, reflecting the societal structure and economy of the Old Kingdom. The tombs contained skeletal remains showing signs of healed injuries, indicating that workers had access to medical care. Pottery shards, tools, and remnants of food supplies such as bread and beer were also found, shedding light on their diet and daily life. The presence of beef and fish bones suggests that the workers received good nutrition. The tombs were simple, yet carefully constructed from mud brick and limestone, indicating a level of respect for the workers. Some tombs had hieroglyphic inscriptions and modest grave goods, signifying the workers' social status and the reverence afforded to them. Another significant discovery was made in 1925 by American archaeologist George Reisner when he uncovered the mastaba of Queen Hetepheres I, the mother of Khufu, in the Giza necropolis. Located to the northeast of the Great Pyramid, the tomb was initially hidden under debris. The tomb contained a large cache of funerary equipment, including a golden throne, a gilded bed with a canopy, chairs, a palanquin, and various personal items such as jewelry and cosmetic boxes. The craftsmanship of these items highlights the luxurious lifestyle of the royal family and the high level of artisanship of the period. Interestingly, Hetepheres' body was never found, leading to theories that her mummy might have been relocated or never placed in the tomb. Some suggest the burial equipment might have been prepared in anticipation of her death, but used for another purpose. The remains of Khufu's pyramid temple have been uncovered through various excavations conducted over the years, with significant contributions from archaeologists such as Mark Lehner and Zahi Hawass. The pyramid temple was a site for offerings and rituals to honor the deceased pharaoh Khufu. It played a central role in the funerary cult, where daily rituals and ceremonies ensured the pharaoh's immortality. The temple's remains include large limestone blocks, column bases, and fragments of statues and altars. The temple layout typically featured a courtyard, a hypostyle hall, and sanctuaries. The temple was connected to the pyramid by a causeway, which was used for processional purposes. Various small artifacts, including inscribed blocks, offering tables, and fragments of statues have been found. These artifacts shed light on the religious practices of the time, the artistic styles, and the materials used. Notably, fragments of a life-size statue of Khufu have been uncovered, providing insights into the pharaoh's appearance and royal iconography. The tomb of Khentkaus III, discovered by archaeologists in the early 20th century, is also referred to as the Fourth Pyramid due to its unique design. Located to the southeast of the Great Pyramid, within the Giza necropolis, the tomb features a unique design that combines elements of both a pyramid and a mastaba. It includes a stepped pyramid base with a superstructure that might have been intended as a pyramid but was left unfinished.
Deep beneath Egypt's sands, a colossal slab of stone stands in utter darkness. Torchlight dances over carved hieroglyphs on its surface, illuminating a barrier as heavy as a herd of elephants. This 40-ton door of solid granite was set in place millennia ago to guard the resting place of a pharaoh. The air is stale, the silence complete. Beyond this monolith lies the realm of the dead, a royal tomb sealed off from the world of the living.
Why such titanic doors? And how did the Egyptians move them without machinery? They were obsessed with eternity, and tomb robbers threatened to steal it. For a pharaoh, the tomb was a sacred house of eternity to safeguard his body and treasures for the afterlife. To violate it was to imperil his soul. Yet thieves hungered for the gold within. So architects devised formidable defenses, immense weight and clever design. Picture intruders creeping through a dark corridor, only to reach a seamless wall of stone, the treasure beyond unreachable. These massive barriers became the pharaoh's silent sentinels. Envision the funeral of a great pharaoh in ancient times. Deep in the tomb, Priests finish their prayers as the king's mummy is laid to rest. At the entrance, workers strain on ropes, hauling a granite slab toward the doorway. The enormous block grinds forward inch by inch until, with a final thunderous boom, it drops into place. Dust billows and torches flutter as darkness engulfs the chamber. The living seal the edges and depart. The pharaoh is now alone in silence behind a fortress of stone, entombed, with eternity officially begun. One of the earliest examples of this engineering is the Great Pyramid of Giza, the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu. Within its corridors, after Khufu's burial around 2560 BC, 3 giant granite blocks were slid down to choke off the narrow ascending passage. Each block weighed several tons and fit so tightly that the passage suddenly ended in what looked like solid rock. Further inside, an antechamber held additional granite slabs poised to drop like portcullis gates, blocking entry to the sacred king's chamber. To any would-be thief, it was an almost impenetrable gauntlet of stone. Amazingly, 4,500 years later, the Great Pyramid is still giving up secrets. In 2023, scientists scanning Khufu's pyramid with cosmic rays found a hidden corridor behind its north face, above the ancient entrance. They threaded a tiny camera through a crack and glimpsed a 30-foot passage that had been sealed since construction. Even in the modern era, we rely on high-tech scans and robotic cameras to probe the mysteries Khufu's builders left hidden behind stone. Pharaohs of later dynasties took the idea of hidden tombs even further. In the Middle Kingdom, around 1850 BC, King Senwosret III built his burial vault deep beneath the desert at Abydos, as far underground as a modern 13-story building. Its passages twisted and turned, and along the route, Senwosret's builders positioned colossal blocking stones. Some weighed an estimated 40 to 50 tons, sealing entire hallways. These monoliths were likely slid into place down pre-cut ramps, locking with a force no human could hope to move. The result was a labyrinthine sanctuary that thwarted robbers and remained hidden for millennia. Other pharaohs added their own ingenious twists. King Amenemhat III, for example, built a pyramid at Hawara with sliding doors of quartzite concealed in the ceiling. Each stone slab weighed about 20 tons. When his tomb was sealed, workers likely released tons of sand from supporting shafts, gently lowering a slab into a passageway like the world's heaviest deadbolt. In effect, the corridor was suddenly bricked off by a wall that hadn't been there moments before. It was a mechanical trap set in stone, and a testament to how far Egyptian engineers would go to protect a king's rest. By the New Kingdom, around 1300 BC, pharaohs like Seti I and Ramesses II were being laid to rest in the Valley of the Kings, a secret royal cemetery hidden in the cliffs. Out of sight did not mean unprotected. Their tomb architects still installed massive barriers. In Seti I's spectacular tomb, a huge granite portcullis slab was dropped into slots to block a passage. When explorer Giovanni Belzoni rediscovered that tomb in 1817, he had to chisel his way through that ancient stone barricade to reach the painted halls beyond. The fact that it took modern explorers such effort shows how effective these measures were, at least for a time. The most famous intact tomb of all, Tutankhamun's, was protected more by secrecy than by any barricade of stone. His small burial was tucked beneath debris in the Valley of the Kings, its entrance sealed with a plain plaster door stamped with the royal necropolis seal. No giant plug was needed. His resting place was simply forgotten by robbers. When Howard Carter uncovered it in 1922, he found the doorway still unbroken. He chiseled a small hole and peered in by candlelight, then gasped at the sight of glittering treasure. He later described seeing wonderful things, a hoard of gold untouched for millennia, preserved by that humble sealed door. Not all tomb doors were built to keep people out. Many tombs also featured a false door in the chapel, a carved portal for the soul of the deceased. It looked like a door, but never opened, a symbolic gateway through which the spirit could receive offerings from the living. In 2025, archaeologists in Saqqara uncovered a stunning example, a 4,400-year-old tomb with a pink granite false door nearly 5 meters tall, inscribed for an ancient prince. This monumental door to the afterlife served as a spiritual passage for his car, even as real stone blocks sealed his burial chamber. Even now, these massive stone doors inspire awe. Without modern machinery, workers somehow maneuvered stones weighing tens of tons into place. Ancient Egypt wasn't the only civilization building impossibly engineered wonders. Over 7,000 miles away, high in the Peruvian Andes, archaeologists have uncovered a massive stone structure that defies everything we thought we knew about ancient technology. What they found on that mountain doesn't just raise questions, it challenges logic itself.
This is Ollantaytambo, and it's the last Inca town which is still more or less intact. Today we're going up to the quarry site where megalithic stones were extracted.
There are no tools that are discovered that have these, highly advanced capabilities.
Well, the tools were either recycled by different cultures over the course of time, or they're being hidden in warehouses in different countries that the government doesn't want the public to know about.
Nestled in the high, rugged terrain of the Sacred Valley, the Temple of the Sun at Ollantaytambo is a testament to ancient engineering.
Well, all the geologists I know who've looked at it say that it's natural stone.
The temple's most striking feature is the Wall of the Six Monoliths, built from enormous stones, each weighing tens of tons. The mystery of how these colossal stones were transported to such an elevated site without modern technology continues to puzzle scientists, historians, and archaeologists.
And some of the stones that were extracted weigh 65 tons.
Various theories have been proposed, from the use of log rollers and ramps to the incredible strength of human and animal labor. But the precise methods remain a subject of speculation and wonder. The discovery of the Temple of the Sun in Ollantaytambo and subsequent findings in the area are deeply intertwined with the broader exploration and rediscovery of Incan sites throughout the Sacred Valley. The detailed story of its discovery reflects a blend of local knowledge and international scholarly interest, which brought this remarkable site back into the world's consciousness.
It's obvious that the Inca found an abandoned megalithic city and made it their center because of that.
The process of mapping and documenting the Inca sites along the Urubamba Valley began earnestly in the 19th century, but gained significant momentum with the explorative fervor that marked the early 20th century. Notable figures such as Hiram Bingham, who famously publicized Machu Picchu in 1911, were instrumental in bringing global attention to the Inca sites. Although Bingham did not discover Ollantaytambo, his work set the stage for its further exploration. The first detailed descriptions of Ollantaytambo emerged from explorers like Sir Clements Markham in the late 19th century, who documented the Inca trails and their connecting sites. These accounts highlighted the site's grandeur and intricate stonework, noting its potential significance, but often lacking the archaeological precision seen in later years. By the 1920s and 1930s, more detailed expeditions were undertaken, often by Peruvian and international teams, who began to catalogue the ruins in earnest. These teams used early photographic techniques to create comprehensive records that would later prove crucial for restoration and further study. The mid-20th century saw a surge in archaeological interest that brought more scientific methods to the study of Ollantaytambo. Starting in the 1950s, archaeological teams began to apply more rigorous scientific techniques to their excavations. Notable among these was the work led by American archaeologist John Rowe in the 1960s, which focused on understanding the site's cultural and historical context. His work helped to place Ollantaytambo within the broader narrative of the Inca Empire's expansion and religious significance. The use of early photographic equipment and later, more sophisticated imaging techniques allowed researchers to analyze the alignment of the temple stones. This was crucial in establishing its purpose related to astronomical events, particularly the solstices, which were significant in Inca cosmology.
A lot of these ancient megalithic sites, they seem to be astronomically aligned.
The role of local knowledge in the rediscovery and understanding of the Temple of the Sun cannot be overstated. The temple's significance in local folklore helped guide and enrich the archaeological narrative. The local Quechua communities retained oral histories that spoke of the temple's celestial alignments and its role in Inca rituals. These stories, passed down through generations, often provided the missing links in understanding the site's function, such as the significance of specific stone placements and their relationship to Inca astrology. Local stories frequently guided archaeologists to specific parts of the site that had been overlooked or misunderstood. For example, the local legend of the Path of the Sun helped researchers identify and understand the importance of certain architectural lines that align with the sun during the winter solstice. The water mirrors found near the Temple of the Sun at Ollantaytambo provide a fascinating glimpse into the sophisticated engineering and astronomical knowledge of the Inca civilization. These architectural features, essentially functioning as reflective pools, offer insight into how the Incas manipulated natural elements to serve both practical and ceremonial purposes. The primary function of these water mirrors was to observe and track celestial bodies. By observing the reflections of the sun, moon, and stars, Inca astronomers could determine critical calendrical and agricultural periods. This was essential not only for the timing of planting and harvesting crops, but also for determining the dates of various religious festivals and ceremonies, which were profoundly influenced by astronomical events.
Taking into account the solstices and equinoxes for ceremonial purposes.
An intriguing comparison can be drawn between the Incan water mirrors and the use of water in Roman architecture, such as in the famous impluvium in Roman atrium houses. Like the Incan mirrors, these Roman basins were central architectural features designed to collect rainwater, but they also played a role in the aesthetic and practical aspects of Roman domestic life, providing a source of water and a focal point for the household. While the Romans used these features primarily for practical domestic purposes, the Incas elevated their water mirrors to the level of astronomical precision and ceremonial significance, integrating them into their spiritual and scientific understanding of the universe. This comparison not only highlights the universal human attraction to and use of reflective surfaces, but also emphasizes the unique ways in which such features were adapted to meet specific cultural needs and beliefs. The wall of the 6 monoliths at the Temple of the Sun in Ollantaytambo stands as a profound testament to Inca engineering and architectural prowess. This iconic structure features 6 massive stones, each masterfully carved and placed with precision that remains a topic of admiration and mystery among historians and engineers alike. The crafting of the wall of the 6 monoliths involved sophisticated stoneworking techniques that the Incas had perfected over generations. The stones were quarried from sites several kilometers away, involving a complex process of extraction, transportation, and placement. The precise technique used to transport these massive stones remains partially speculative, with theories suggesting the use of log rollers, llamas, and sheer human force. Once at the site, the stones were meticulously shaped to fit together perfectly. This was achieved through a method known as ashlar masonry, where stones are cut to fit together without mortar. The joints between the stones are so fine that it is often said not even a piece of paper can slide between them. This precision not only added to the aesthetic and structural integrity of the wall, but also enhanced its seismic resilience, allowing it to withstand the frequent earthquakes that can occur in the region. The construction of such a wall required a deep understanding of geological and architectural principles. The Inca builders selected specific types of stone based on their durability and resistance to weathering. The alignment and interlocking of the stones further contributed to the wall's stability, distributing seismic forces throughout the structure rather than allowing them to concentrate at any single point. The Temple of the Sun's status as an unfinished structure adds a layer of historical intrigue. The abrupt halt in its construction provides a snapshot into a tumultuous period marked by the Spanish conquest. Archaeological findings at the site reveal a sudden stop in construction activities. Tools and materials were found abandoned, as if the workers had dropped them mid-task. Large stone blocks, partially carved, remain scattered around the site, suggesting that significant planning and labour were underway at the time of the disruption. This unfinished state offers a unique insight into the Inca construction methods, as it lays bare the various stages of their building process, from initial stone shaping to final placement. The presence of these artifacts helps archaeologists understand the chronological order of construction phases and the techniques used by the Incas. To grasp the scale and weight of the stones in the wall of the 6 monoliths, consider that each stone could weigh as much as 50 tons. This is comparable to the weight of 10 large African elephants, or about 35 compact cars. The effort to move, carve, and perfectly place each of these stones is akin to modern engineering feats, such as the assembly of massive turbines used in hydroelectric dams, or the construction of heavy concrete structures in earthquake-prone areas.
Said to be buried together for thousands of years, the mystery of the lost tomb of Cleopatra and Mark Antony has remained a mystery. Perhaps that is, until today. This never-before-seen tunnel has been something regarded as an engineering miracle. And while that whole thing is huge, how does all of this happen in the first place?
The discovery of Cleopatra's tomb is undeniably one of the most thrilling and mysterious achievements in archaeology. Cleopatra VII, the final ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, has fascinated people for centuries with her intelligence, political shrewdness, and her famous romances with Roman leaders Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. For ages, the location of her final resting place remained one of history's most elusive mysteries. The breakthrough in the search for Cleopatra's tomb emerged in the early 21st century. This incredible discovery was driven by Dr. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's former Minister of Antiquities, and Kathleen Martinez, a Dominican lawyer turned self-taught archaeologist with a deep passion for Cleopatra. Martinez, fueled by her admiration for Cleopatra and her extensive research of ancient texts, posited that Cleopatra and Mark Antony were buried in the temple of Taposiris Magna, near the ancient city of Alexandria. Martinez's theory was rooted in a detailed analysis of historical accounts by Plutarch and Cassius Dio, suggesting Cleopatra might have been buried in a temple dedicated to the goddess Isis. This idea contrasted with the prevailing belief that Cleopatra was interred within Alexandria itself. In 2005, Martinez obtained permission from the Egyptian authorities to commence excavations at Taposiris Magna. The excavation at Taposiris Magna was challenging. The site, located on the edge of the Libyan desert, posed significant difficulties due to its unstable structures and the complex layers of archaeological deposits. Over several years, the team uncovered notable artifacts, including coins with Cleopatra's likeness, statues, and inscriptions, all supporting the hypothesis that the site was connected to Cleopatra. A particularly intriguing aspect of this discovery was the mysterious and seemingly serendipitous nature of many findings. Key discoveries often coincided with unusual weather events like sudden sandstorms and unexpected rains, almost as if guiding the archaeologists to crucial areas. Some team members reported vivid dreams and visions of ancient rituals, which they interpreted as spiritual guidance. An especially fascinating discovery was a large, unfinished tunnel beneath the temple, leading to a series of chambers. This tunnel, carved with precise craftsmanship, suggested that the burial complex was intended for someone of extraordinary significance, possibly Cleopatra herself. Inside these chambers, the team found a hidden room containing a collection of golden artifacts and inscriptions referring to a Queen of Kings, a title often linked to Cleopatra. The initial announcement of the discovery of Cleopatra's tomb attracted immense media attention and widespread public interest. Press conferences were held, documentaries were produced, and the artifacts were meticulously catalogued and preserved. Many of these artifacts, including statues, jewelry, and coins, were exhibited in museums worldwide, drawing millions of visitors eager to learn more about Cleopatra and her era. Following the discovery, Taposiris Magna became a focal point for ongoing archaeological research. Scholars and historians collaborated to further investigate the surrounding area, uncovering additional structures and artifacts that offered more insights into the Ptolemaic period. The discovery also led to a re-evaluation of other potential burial sites across Egypt, prompting new excavations and yielding fresh historical data. The site itself transformed into a popular tourist destination, significantly boosting the local economy and fostering a deeper appreciation for Egypt's rich cultural heritage. Educational programs and public lectures spread the knowledge gained from the discovery, inspiring a new generation of archaeologists and historians. Cleopatra's tomb holds a treasure trove of unique and fascinating facts that shed light on her life and reign. One of the most remarkable aspects of Cleopatra was her linguistic prowess. She was fluent in several languages, including Egyptian, Greek, Latin, and possibly others, which allowed her to communicate effectively with various cultures and political leaders. This multilingual ability was a significant asset in her diplomatic engagements and helped her maintain strong political ties. Cleopatra's reign was characterized by a remarkable blend of Egyptian and Hellenistic cultures. She embraced Egyptian customs and religious practices, presenting herself as the reincarnation of the goddess Isis, while also maintaining strong connections to her Greek heritage. This cultural syncretism was reflected in the art, architecture, and religious ceremonies of her time, creating a unique and vibrant cultural landscape. The tomb at Taposiris Magna, believed to be Cleopatra's final resting place, is a testament to her architectural vision. The complex features intricate carvings, hidden chambers, and sophisticated tunnels, highlighting the advanced engineering and architectural skills of the period. The tomb's design and construction reflect the grandeur and sophistication that Cleopatra likely envisioned for her eternal abode. The artifacts discovered within the tomb are rich with symbolism. Golden jewelry, statues, and inscriptions reflect Cleopatra's royal status, religious beliefs, and political ambitions. These artifacts offer a glimpse into her life, her reign, and her desire to be remembered as a divine ruler. The symbols and inscriptions provide valuable insights into how Cleopatra viewed herself and how she wanted to be perceived by future generations. The discovery of hidden chambers and tunnels within the tomb complex suggests that Cleopatra may have taken great care to ensure the security and sanctity of her final resting place. These hidden features indicate a sophisticated understanding of architecture and a deep respect for the afterlife. The hidden chambers and tunnels add an element of mystery and intrigue to the tomb, highlighting the lengths to which Cleopatra went to protect her legacy. The tomb complex at Taposiris Magna is extensive, featuring a series of interconnected chambers and tunnels. The main burial chamber, believed to be the final resting place of Cleopatra, is adorned with intricate carvings and decorated with golden artifacts. The size of the tomb and its elaborate design indicate that it was intended for a person of significant importance, supporting the theory that it belongs to Cleopatra. Among the artifacts discovered were numerous statues, some depicting Cleopatra herself, others representing Egyptian gods and goddesses. The team also found a wealth of golden jewelry, including necklaces, bracelets, and rings, many of which are inscribed with hieroglyphs and symbols associated with royalty and divinity. Additionally, coins bearing Cleopatra's likeness and inscriptions were uncovered, further supporting the identification of the tomb. These artifacts not only highlight Cleopatra's royal status, but also provide a tangible connection to the historical figure, enriching our understanding of her life and reign. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding Cleopatra is the exact circumstances of her passing. The traditional account suggests that she took herself by allowing an asp, a venomous snake, to bite her. However, some scholars propose alternative theories. Another intriguing theory is that Cleopatra's relationship with Rome was more complex than commonly portrayed. Some historians believe that her alliances with Julius Caesar and later with Mark Antony were part of a broader strategy to create a unified Greco-Roman Egyptian empire, with Alexandria as its capital. This theory suggests that Cleopatra's ambitions extended beyond Egypt, envisioning a new world order centered around her rule. The discovery of Cleopatra's tomb has also sparked speculation about a potential curse associated with disturbing her final resting place. Similar to the curse of Tutankhamun's tomb, some believe that those who enter Cleopatra's tomb may face misfortune or supernatural retribution. While there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, it adds an element of mystery and intrigue to the discovery. One of the most mysterious coincidences related to the discovery of Cleopatra's tomb is the alignment of astrological events. Researchers noted that significant breakthroughs in the excavation process often coincided with notable celestial events, such as eclipses and planetary conjunctions. Some believe that these alignments were not mere coincidences, but rather signs of divine intervention or ancient knowledge encoded in the tomb's design. Several members of the excavation team reported experiencing intuitive insights and inexplicable hunches that guided their efforts. These insights often led to significant discoveries, such as the location of hidden chambers or the interpretation of cryptic inscriptions. While these experiences cannot be scientifically explained, they add a layer of mystery to the discovery process. Cleopatra's legacy also includes her efforts to position herself as a divine ruler. She was closely associated with the goddess Isis and often depicted herself as the goddess's earthly embodiment. This association was part of her strategy to legitimize her rule and strengthen her connection with the Egyptian people. The artifacts found in her tomb, including statues and inscriptions depicting her as Isis, underscore this aspect of her reign.